I will tell you straight away, straight up, this is Glen Powell as he should be.
There you
I was
go.
so excited because after having not loved his characters at all in Hitman, after watching what was the most atrocious movie of all time in Hitman.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're saying this. Oh my goodness.
Twisters, I went so far as to say, is one of the handful of films that are saving cinema, and I am okay with crediting Glen Powell and his character Tyler Owens as playing a part in that. I just want everyone to see sense and realize that this is the sweet spot, the lane for Glen Powell to truly thrive in, I think.
I think so too. I think that, Top Gun Maverick was great. Now, personally, I did like Hitman, so I can't say that it's the worst movie of all time, but he does do a great job, and this is really his type of film. It's action, he has to have kind of that moxie about him and kind of be able to kind of go with the swagger. But I think that he is not the only thing in this whole film. I mean, really, if you're looking at Daisy and also in Anthony, two significant characters, even though there's so many others that are in it, I really felt like it was a good chemistry of the three of them as well as the rest of the cast. And so I really felt like, even though, yes, Glen Powell definitely is kind of the poster child of this one, I feel that it's really kind of an ensemble cast that I think they brought together, surprisingly, a really good kind of mix of people to be able to kind of really make this whole thing happen.
Yeah, they do all each have their function in not just the friendship team dynamic, but then each of their characters are wrestling with a particular facet of how we relate to twisters, how we relate to the phenomena of natural events. So that does actually work really well. But I will also quickly point out one other thing about the Tyler Owens character is the fact that, because he is, by all accounts, the arrogant guy that you would want nothing to do with. Like, go away, take your monster truck and your YouTube cameras somewhere else. But there's something so likable. There's a likability that I think wins you over a little bit where you otherwise might reject that character. But also, Anthony Ramos playing his role in this, he, to me, contributes a bit of the conflict. Like, do I want to chase storms because I want to understand them? Do I want to help society? Or is there some kind of personal financial gain that could be had from mastering the twisters, from being able to predict where they're going to go and helping developers essentially cash in on these kind of disasters?
Yeah. Oh, I think he definitely plays that conflicted character, but then on top of it, kind of bridges between the two worlds of the Daisy Edgar-Jones, kind of her idealistic, I just want to help people kind of mentality, to the Glen Powell, who I am the influencer. Even though there's a nuance to him, you'll find throughout the film that actually kind of makes him more appealing as it kind of goes through. But I'm going to have to say the standout character for me was the special effects. I mean, I was totally in. There are some scary elements and definitely some elements that would kind of keep this kind of more to a mature audience. But it is one that I think is pretty accessible to most people if you really enjoy this sort of film. And it probably went right up to the top of my list, even kind of right up there with the original Twister, for one of my favorite films of this genre as far as the disaster
totally genre. And I would say even maybe favorite films of this year to some degree. I'd have to go back and let me check the list and make sure. But it's definitely, as far as I can remember, it's the most fun I've had in a cinema in ages. Like, genuinely watching a movie, being fully focused on it, fully gripped by what was happening and enjoying myself, feeling some sense of experience, not just observing a story, if that makes sense. And I just came away thinking, that is what cinema should be. Yes, a certain genre of cinema. Yes, a certain kind of cinema for sure. You wouldn't want all movies to be like this one. But I just loved it. And I thought there's not really a lot of movies like that give you that. And also, too, from a disaster movie standpoint as well, that don't have some kind of political opinion or agenda in them, I suppose.
So glad you said that. Yeah.
Like absolutely, yes, as I mentioned, it talks on corruption and all of that side of things to a degree. But this wasn't one that had like a climate change message, or this didn't have, an environmental angle, which I'm not saying that's not something to pay attention to and to give attention to. It was interesting to me that they chose to totally set that aside when this kind of movie normally would be a backdrop for that kind of discussion to be had, and they just didn't do it. It is one of the movies that makes people who go to the cinemas get the value for money and go back to sitting in a shared experience like that. So I think we have your answer, Russ, but is this on the watch list?
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say I say grip it and rip it, or whatever, whatever you want to say.
Grip it and rip it. My gosh. I don't remember him saying that. It sounds painful.
I don't think he did say it. I don't think he did say that one. But anyway, so if you feel it, you definitely need to chase this one straight into cinemas, because I think that it is worthwhile. It's just a lot of fun, and it's also one of those great moments where you can just enjoy it together, I think. And so this is definitely one of the ones on the top of my watch list for 2024. How about you?
Yeah, it's up there. I am watching this, I'm chasing this, I'm buying the t-shirt. You'll understand that if you watch the movie. And totally giving Glen Powell some extra chances after Twisters. Good choice on this role is all I will say. And Daisy Edgar-Jones, I don't want to eliminate all of the others by highlighting Glen Powell, but great ensemble cast. It goes on the watch list.